To say that like I wasted 4 years of my life is just like a like a weird thing to think about. So when I started like just in computing engineering, it wasn't like what I initially wanted to do. Like since 8th grade, I was like 13, 14. I always told myself I want to be a pharmacist. And I don't know why. That was like the most random job that like I said I wanted to do.
I don't think, there's probably not a lot of 12-year-olds that are they're like, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a fireman. You're like, I want to be a pharmacist.
I want to be a pharmacist. So
hey man, you know what? You were sensible even when you were 12.
Yeah.
You were like, fireman, astronaut,
risky.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with pharmacist. I stay behind a counter all day, make a nice paycheck, and no one's trying to set me on fire or launch me into space.
And my mom, she used to fill prescriptions a lot, or just fill out the forms, and the doctors would sign them. But whenever she would bring those forms home, I would just like look at them, and for some reason I was just interested in these different types of pills and like what they did to like help people. Because I think my grandfather, he took them, and I was just like very ambitious, like, hey, I'm gonna create this new drug that's gonna like help whatever. But after I worked at CVS, like I think in my freshman year of college, it was something that I didn't want to do because, like being from Grayson, I dealt with like a lot of Grayson people, and it was like friends that I knew, like their parents, like their extended family, like whatever. Yeah. So whenever like their name comes across the screen, I got to fill a prescription for them. I'm like looking at that, like, I know what this is for, or you have something, or just like, and like, there's like HIPAA laws that prevents me from, saying, who they are and like what this is. But after all, like at the end of the day, I just realized like I wasn't happy.
Yeah.
Like I hated it. I was like, no matter how much money this makes me, I couldn't do it.
You got to be happy.
Yeah. And I was just like, this isn't for me. So my ex at the time, she kind of just told me, she's like, why do you just go into work hating it? Like, why don't you do something you love? And I took the time to just like think about really like, what am I interested in? And I was always interested in like in an iPhone. And I was like, wait, how does this work? Like, so I started like just Googling like YouTube how-tos and finding videos on like how to make like a simple app, and it just kind of like led into me studying this in my career. Like Kennesaw, it did not teach me anything about doing with app development. It taught me like the fundamentals of computer science, which is great, and you needed it for school.
Building blocks.
Yeah,
right.
But for the job that like I have now, I haven't applied anything that like I learned in school there. So to say that like I wasted 4 years of my life is just like a weird thing to think about, just because like there's trade school, like you can go to trade school and learn how to make an app in like 6 months, maybe less than 3.
I see advertisements on the internet of how to do that. You learn it from schools on the internet, and they're like, we're going to teach you this in so many, like 6 months, or something like that.
Yeah, you can get associates, even probably a bachelor's in like, if you really work hard, probably in like 2 years. I think that is like, you can literally get a bachelor's in 2 years. Is, if you're taking like 2, 3, 4 classes every semester, you can do it pretty quickly. You're right. Trade schools, there's not a lot of people that want to do it. Yeah. Everybody wants to go to super high, and that's cool.
I think there's an expectation to it. Especially, how old are you, Chris?
I'm 25.
You're 25. Okay. So I'm 33. But I don't know if you felt this way. When I was growing up, everybody was like, you're going to go to college. You're going to go to college.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It was expected.
I mean, it was expected. But the kids who knew they were going to trade school, they knew they were going to trade school. And it was like, I don't, and then they separated us. I don't know if they did this at your school, but at our school, we had a college prep, we had a tech prep, and we had a career prep. Mm-hmm. So if you were going to college, you went to college prep. If you were going to tech school, you went to tech prep. And if you were just going to go have a career, you went to career. And they taught you basically what you needed to know before you went to college or trade school or whatever. So my mom was like, you don't have a choice. You're going into college prep. Like, what if I wanted to go to trade school? Because actually, at the time, the technical school had a contract with the high school, so the tech kids got to go to the technical school, but we didn't for some reason have. Now they have that dual enrollment where you can go to the college. Yeah. And I wish that they had that when I was in school, because I think that would have been a lot easier. I don't know if you did any dual enrollment or anything like that. But
I didn't. My friend, he did it. He took like a photography class, like when I went to Grayson High School, they had, your regular high school, and then like right next to it was like the tech building.
Mm-hmm.
And with the tech building, you could just take like credits that would like roll over into
See, that's
into
cool.
college.
It's giving them an incentive to like
Yeah.
like,
Well,
hey,
yeah.
you've got these few credits. You go over there and you're already ahead.
I know several girls that I went to school with. That's what they did. They took some of the nursing classes while they were still seniors in high school, and they didn't have to take those classes when they went into technical school because they already had them. So they got a head start on everybody. So I do think that's a good idea. I don't know if does Kennesaw have any kind of thing with the high schools around there for
That's a good question.
I mean, they probably do. What I would think is like, was there like a concept of like an AP class?
I had an AP class. I was in
Okay.
AP Lit and AP Biology.
I remember them having them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that, I just knew that whatever class that you took would actually count as a credit towards,
It does.
you know,
if
school.
you make a 70 or above.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to make a 70 or above in the AP class because if you don't, you don't get to count.
Crap out of luck.
Yeah, I learned that. Well, I did. I made a 70 in my AP Biology class, but that was a hard class.
Right at the limit.
I was right at the limit.
You get a 60, at least you get like a 68 or something like that.
Oh no. Yeah. See, the whole AP class, like I never took any of that. Like high school, I was over with. I almost got like expelled my senior year.
Oh, now you gotta tell us what
I
happened there. I mean, if
That
you're
doesn't-
comfortable,
that
Yeah,
sounds-
I'm fine. I'm fine.
That sounds out of character for everything. We
yeah,
just
you
learned
seem like
about
a very
you.
clean cut, nice gentleman, and all of a sudden you're about to get expelled.
No,
man.
I was a bad kid, and like sometimes whenever I see like my old high school friends, like, or even if I go to Grayson, I cringe.